42번 문제입니다. 보고 계신 사진은 이것을 인증하는 마크입니다. 이것은 생산, 유통, 소비의 윤리적 가치를 회복하며 국제무역의 구조적 불평등을 해소하려는 대한무력을 가리키는 말입니다. 생산 단계에서부터 저임금, 아동노동 관행 등을 근절하고 합당한 임금을 지급하며 구매자도 최저가격이 아닌 합리적인 가격으로 상품을 구매하는 운동인데요. 커피와 카카오 등의 상품에서 이 마크를 확인할 수 있습니다. 이것은 무엇일까요?
요즘 어떤 커피숍에 가면 이런 그 팻말이 보여요. 셋, 둘, 하나, 답판 들어주세요. 심벌 마크. 의도한 친구는 공정무역. 모양은 뭐를 뜻하는 거죠?
정당한 거래를 하는 것에 대한 무역은 공정무역이라고 배웠어요.
아, 배운 내용이었군요. 골드벨 나온다고 하는 말씀 드렸어요?
얘기는 못 들었어요.
지금 보고 되게 놀라실 것 같은데 한마디 해볼까요, 부모님한테?
테이블 2인까지 남은 걸로도 만족하지만 골든벨 진짜 물려보고 싶다.
이 떨림! 와, 어디까지 가는지 한번 기대해 볼게요.
정답은 공정무역입니다.
In 1860, the pen of Multatuli captured a philosophy on ethical trade. Over a century later, I was born from that same philosophy and name. This is my story so far. I saw the light of day in 1988, when I introduced the world's first Fairtrade mark. Coffee was the first commodity to carry my mark, and after a successful introduction came a swift expansion to certified chocolate and bananas. I expanded into other countries, and in 1997, we formed the global platform of Fairtrade International. My global growth attracted international brands and retailers who made 100% switches to Fairtrade. Together, and with passionate fair traders around the globe, we're moving the needle from niche player to market mainstream. From certified coffee and bananas to tea, flowers, grains, fruits, cotton, and even gold, there are now more than 1,800 products in Dutch supermarkets and stores today. You can find Fairtrade products in homes, cafes, restaurants, hotels, schools, universities, hospitals, offices, trains, and even aeroplanes. And over 60% of Dutch households purchase Fairtrade on a regular basis. All this to achieve better lives for over 1.3 million farmers and workers and their families in 70 developing countries. So overall, I've accomplished quite a few things already, and I'm proud of it. My name is Max Havelaar, and I'm 25 years old. You probably know me best for guaranteeing a fair price and additional premium payment for cooperatives and workers' groups. But my secret is this: I can't do it alone. It takes many farmers working together in cooperatives to grow profitable businesses and build thriving communities. Many organized workers to secure their rights. Many traders, many governments, many companies, and many citizens working together to create change. And the key to my secret? Unlocking the power of the many. With this in mind, I continue to strive for new growth, new potential, new ideas, and look forward to building, together with you, a fairer world.
We dream under it, work in it, dry with it, and heal with it. We even carry our shopping in it. What is it? Cotton is such an important part of our everyday lives. It's easy to take it for granted. But have you ever stopped to think about how much we rely on the people who sow it, grow it, weed, water and pick it? Cotton farming's not easy. Millions of farmers in developing countries aren't getting paid a fair price. And the way the market works can even mean it costs the farmers more to grow the cotton than they can hope to make from selling it. Don't you reckon they deserve a better deal? Safer working conditions? And the chance to improve life for their kids and their communities? Yeah, we do too. It's as easy as looking for this little label. Choose cotton with the Fairtrade mark and you will be supporting cotton farmers and their families as they invest in a brighter future. Look for the label. Choose Fairtrade.
This is a film about football and fair trade. Most of us know a fair amount about football. It's the beautiful game. Give anyone, anywhere, any age of football, and they'll start kicking it around. If we're not playing it, we're watching it. And a lot of us know a bit about fair trade.
Many people who produce the things we enjoy and rely upon don't get paid fairly for their work. That means they could struggle to feed their families, send children to school, and pay for medicines. Fair trade means that the farmers and workers living in developing countries who grow our food and the cotton in our clothes get a better deal. You might have seen the fair trade mark when you're out shopping. There are over 4,500 products that carry the fair trade mark. This means a better deal for the people who grow our tea, coffee, bananas, sugar, cocoa, footballs.
But you can't grow a football, so what do footballs have to do with fair trade? And firstly, how do you even make a football?
To find out, we're going to Sialkot, a city in the province of Punjab in Pakistan. There are over 180 million people living in Pakistan, and over 20% are living on less than $1.25 a day. 40 million footballs are made in the factories of Sialkot each year. This rises to 60 million every 4 years, when it's a World Cup year. Footballs made in these factories are shipped all over the world. Here, the workers are preparing the sheets of polyurethane to be cut into pieces to make the ball. A machine is used to cut the pieces so they are all the exact size. A football is made up of 20 hexagons and 12 pentagons. The pieces are screen printed individually. Traditionally, footballs were always stitched by hand. Nowadays, many are machine stitched to save time. Some are thermally bonded, so don't use stitches at all, but use a type of glue heated up. Most top quality footballs are still sewn by hand. This is Tanvay. He's a hand stitcher at Ali Trading. Tanvay stitches footballs by hand.
I play football. I like football a lot. My younger brother also likes football. I like the Brazilian team.
Hand stitching is skilled work. An average stitcher can sew up to 5 footballs a day. Footballs are stitched inside out so that the stitches are on the inside. This is when the bladder is put into the ball. The air valve is added and the last stitch is made. This is not the end of the journey though. The footballs are then cleaned and checked to make sure they're in top condition. They go through lots of testing to check they're the right size, weight and bounce. Then they're deflated, put into plastic bags and packed into boxes. These boxes are loaded into lorries to be shipped. Around 40,000 people in Sialkot work in the industry. That's almost a quarter of the population. But in 1996, when the eyes of the footballing world were watching the European Championship unfold in England, Sialkot hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons. It was reported that about 7,000 children were working up to 11 hours a day stitching footballs in the Sialkot region alone, including children as young as 5. Stitchers couldn't earn enough money to feed their families, and some were forced to make their children work too, so that they could afford basics like food and healthcare. This meant that many of the children couldn't go to school.
In 1997, an agreement was signed to stop the high rates of child labour in football production in Pakistan. To make sure this happened, stitchers could no longer work from home, and all the stitching had to be done in factories or rural stitching centres. In some cases, although children weren't working anymore, many families still couldn't afford to send them to school. Many families struggled because they were getting less money. This is because the workers and stitchers don't always get a fair wage for the work they do. While we might spend money on big sports brands, that money doesn't always make its way back to the people who made the products. This is where fair trade plays a role in tackling the root of the problem: poverty and workers not receiving a fair wage. A fair wage means that workers can afford to send their children to school rather than out to work. What does fair trade aim to do for football workers? Decent wages, good working conditions, no child labour, fair trade premium. The fair trade premium is the extra money from the sale of each fair trade football that's used to fund community projects that benefit workers and their families, and is a very important part of fair trade. Fair trade certified football factories each have a fair trade premium committee that represents all factory workers and stitchers. They consult with the workers and stitchers and decide on the best use for the premium money. In the area of Sialkot, not everyone has safe drinking water, and there have been many problems with sickness caused by drinking dirty water. The Fair Trade Premium Committee at Vision Technologies decided to put the Fair Trade Premium into providing safe, clean water to benefit not just the workers, but the whole community. They've also invested in buses to bring workers to the factories, as some had to walk a long way to and from work each day. Recognising the importance of education, they've also spent premium money on books and school bags for children.
We are getting a lot of support from the Fair Trade Premium. It means that our children are getting an education. There are many other benefits from Fair Trade. For example, the eye clinic and the water plant. I'm most happy about the education of our children because of Fair Trade. It is very helpful. We are very happy with Fair Trade.
Liakat's 3 children, Hadia, Amina and Abu, are all in school.
I want to be a teacher so that I can teach children, just as I am getting an education. My favorite subject at school is science. I want to be a doctor and help people. There are many benefits of fair trade. We have established a fairly priced shop. We have also bought school bags and school books for children. We set up 2 water filtration plants because there was a problem with access to clean water. There are also eye tests for workers. This helps people with eye-related problems like headaches, so we are very grateful to fair trade.
Tanvay has 4 children between the ages of 4 and 15.
Before Fair Trade, we had many difficulties, but since Fair Trade, we are getting many benefits. We have more facilities now. Clean water, school bags and books for the children.
How many times have you been playing or watching football and yelled, "That's not fair," when somebody dives or makes a bad tackle? It makes for a difficult game if somebody isn't playing fair, and yet most of us don't know about the unfairness at the very heart of the game. By choosing fair trade footballs, you can help the people who made your football get a better deal.